powerful vortex. I probably would have hated it here. I would have run away from the mountain because it is a very powerful mountain. And whatever emotional stuff you need to work out, it will bring it out from you and within you. So I was only allowed to come do ceremony here, okay, and to open up the vortexes. I am an ancient Lemurian, okay? I am in this physical body, but I am an ancient Lemurian as well. And I do remember my lifetime in Lemuria before Atlantis, like Diana says, came and attacked us. Okay? So, it's been a long journey. And basically, I was coming here to do ceremony to open up the vortexes so that we could have this union or reunion of the civilization on top and of the civilization down below. So at the harmonic convergence, I went with invited one of the people that I brought here as a group from the Bay Area up to the mountain, and there was a woman named Patricia that went up there, and we were invited to stay up on the mountain. We were sleeping, we were camping here, no tents. Okay, you gotta understand that there's mountain lions here, there's bears, it's wild. We went up there. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, I got woken up. I had to go to the restroom. When I came back from the restroom, I literally saw a door, like an electronic door, if you like, or a door that was to their dimension, to their home. I wanted to go in. And since I'm a very curious person that has no fear, I basically walked right up to the door. And basically, it was very electromagnetic. And the moment that I was going to step into the door and step into their dimension and walk in through to their home, there was a big growl that came up, okay? And very telepathic, I always have been. So I heard them say to me, "You don't want to do that." And I'm like, "Why not? I want to go in there." I want to go home. I don't want to stay up here. And they're like, "No, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Why?" And they said, "Because physically, if you come down here, you won't be able to go back up. You'll have to stay down here with us, and you have a lot of work to do up there." So I said, "Okay, is there another way we can work this out?" It's negotiating. And they said, "Sure. Go back and lay down in your bed. You know how to dream, and you know how to actually, how do I call it? I call it dream time. Go into dream time and have a lucid dream." So I did that, and I was taken into Telos through the back door. I was taken in through the kitchen, and the way I experienced it, I know I'm short of stature, but here it was ridiculous. I mean, there was stoves, and they had the kitchen area where I walked through. Literally, I felt like I was a little teeny person about this big, and the chair was, I was about this big, and the chair was way up there. And they led me through a path and opened the doors to the main hall. So I'd been at Telos in the main hall. And I did meet the king and queen of Lemuria. Okay? And they were quite big. I mean, you got to understand that they were sitting in these, I would say, like rock. They're made out of rock. They, to me, looked like they were 20 feet tall. And I'm like 5'1", very small. And they greeted me. They thanked me for coming. They welcomed me. And they basically said, "We want to have more interactions with you. We want you to go spread the word. We want you to go out." I didn't know, okay? You got to understand this. When I went down there, I did not know the name of Telos. Didn't know who Adama was. And all these things have happened to me just automatically because I'm Catholic. Just like you guys. So, I came back from that experience going through the front door. And I asked them if I could come live here at the time, and they said, "No. You need to go and do your work, and you need to evolve yourself. And when you're evolved enough and your vibration's high enough, you can come live here." So in 2009, I was invited to come live in Mount Shasta. Fine. So I've been here since then. I've had 3 or 4 encounters with Telosians in town. They are, like Diane Robbins says, my dear friend Diane Robbins, they will manifest and they'll appear as quickly as they disappear. Okay? They come to us, kind of testing us, asking us for money to buy a cup of coffee. Very tall, kind of Nordic looking. They'll walk into the gas station and they'll disappear. They'll walk into Maryvale, a health food store, and disappear. You'll see them walk in and then they'll disappear right in front of your eyes. That's what they do. I've seen them walking down Lake Street, which is the street that goes up to the mountain, and they disappear. So, they're only here very briefly. I desire that you will meet them on the mountain and have your own experiences. The key is to have an open mind about this. Truly an open mind and be innocent as children are. If you can go back to being an inner child and coming from that place of wonderment, you'll have an amazing experience with them. If you come from a place of judgment, self-doubt, not being sure about who you are or why you're here, you may not have that experience. So if you all as a group want to have that experience of being connected to them, then that's what you need to do. I need to say the last part of my experience is done on the person. We got lost on the mountain the next morning after my experience, and I had my friend who was, shall we say, her vibrational frequency was really low and in a lot of fear. So I left her about 50 feet above me, and I walked down, and I started telepathically asking the mountain and whoever to come and safely guide us down the mountain to our vehicle. And I just said that 3 times. And on the 3rd time, and I had my eyes closed, and because I'm very sensitive, energetically, and telepathic, I immediately felt an energy coming from that direction. And a man popped out of the rocks and started walking towards me. He did not look like the Adama that you have in Diane's book, because I would have not accepted him that way. Okay, so they will actually morph for you to be able to accept them, and you'll think that they're normal people, but there's something about them that's just, you know what I mean? You're kind of going, wait a second, I don't know about these people. They're not really like human beings like us. They have a much higher vibrational frequency, is what I want to say about that. And this being came and just came right beeline, right to me, and the words out of his mouth were, I am here to take you safely down the mountain to your vehicle. Okay. That's what he said. He was reading my mind. He had long hair. He had it braided. He had a beard. He kind of looked like, I would have thought Jesus Christ, but he kind of had that face that Adama had painted of Adama. Okay. He looked like he was in his early 30s. I actually grabbed him, grabbed his arm, and I wanted to make sure that I was actually touching something real. He was wearing khaki shorts, khaki shirt, because what I was thinking, when I was telepathically asking for that, I was thinking a forest ranger is going to come down the mountain and take me down to my vehicle. That's exactly what he did, except for he left the long hair braided. His hair was lighter, kind of really light brown, almost blondish. His eyes were violet blue. Violet, okay? Not really blue, but the color of violet. I've never seen eyes of human beings like that, okay? He didn't tell me, he didn't come down to me and say, oh, hi, nice to meet you, my name is Adam. I don't do that, okay? He was very elusive in terms of the communication he had with me. He basically just kind of said, what are you doing here on the mountain? And I said, I came to open the dimensional portals. Wow. did you do that? He knew exactly why I was here, okay? He was just questioning me and questioning my level of integrity, and I said, because the time is coming for us to do it. And he kind of looked at me and winked at me and smiled, kept walking down, and I asked him, I said, so, do you, literally I asked him this, I said, do you live in the mountain? Not on the mountain, in the mountain. I was kind of like channeling like this, and he said, yes. And I said, well, what's your primary purpose here? What do you do? Again, he was quite elusive, and he said, well, one of my jobs when I do come to greet people like you is I actually take people that have chosen to come here to cross over, to pass. Because we do have people that die on the mountain, or different. And I bring the bodies down so that they can be retrieved. And that's literally what he said to me, and I said, so is there anything else you do? And he just didn't say anything. And he said, for now, that's all you need to do. And smiled at me and walked us down to our vehicle, literally. And it was very strange because it's almost like we went through time and space. And within about 15 minutes, in this hike, I'm telling you, you'll see when Andrew takes you there, to get to the place where we were, which was a portal to get into Telos, it's probably about a 7-hour hike and pretty heavy duty. When you go up into the mountain and go east, it's a very intense hike. And we came down from that hike within 15 minutes to our vehicle. When we arrived at our vehicle, he basically told me, he said, I've taken you safely to your vehicle, I cannot open the door for you, and I can't go on that paved road. But I did bring you here, and we thanked them profusely. I said, thank you, I'm so grateful to you. We appreciate you bringing us down the mountain. And with that, he said, we'll meet again. And I said, I hope so. He went on his way, and as fast as he appeared, he just jumped a couple of places down where there were some rocks and disappeared into the mountain. That was that. So that was my direct experience with the Telosian. And later on, I found out that it was a Namaste. Why he came, I don't know. He's never told me. He's never come forward and said, you know, I came because you called. Because he's one of the high priests. They could have sent anyone. But I guess he wanted to meet me. I don't know. But it was a pretty phenomenal experience. We've had other phenomenal experiences where they've come and tested me at the Shell gas station. I had people, my students that I was teaching had a channel, come to Shasta and stay with me, and one of the Telosians came, very, very tall woman, almost 7 feet tall. It's the middle of winter, it's snowing outside, it's cold, and she's wearing a chiffon dress, not a jacket, and she's not cold, and she comes right up to us and asks us for money to buy coffee. She was testing us. So they do test you, by the way. And when I told her I didn't have money, like change to give her. I said, I only have a $100 bill, and I can't really break that. But my friend that's filling up the car with gas, I'm sure he'll be happy to give you $1 to get coffee. She asked him, she went into the gas station and never came out. Disappeared. Okay? So that was my other experience. And then I had an experience with my partner Chris. My life partner Chris, we were up at the Memorial Everett Highway at the Everett Memorial. And it was about February, March. No people here. Usually we don't have a lot of tourists in the wintertime. We didn't have a big winter with lots of snow. So usually they come to ski, and there was none of that. We were standing at the Everett Memorial where I'm sad about this because I truly feel that intentionally the people that control the planet right now, they actually put concrete over the entrance, one of the entrances. But we were literally standing there, and we actually heard celestial music from underneath our feet. And there was no one there. Just Chris and I, and there was only like tree sounds, nothing but us, no people around us. There was no other cars parked in the parking. So that's been our other experience. And I've had another experience in my apartment when I was living on Carmen Drive. So you guys are right about us being right underneath the city, and they were having a party. And I could literally hear them having a party underneath my feet. You know, and I could literally, with my remote viewing skills, I could literally see them, you know, having a joyous party, playing right underneath my feet, underneath the apartment that I was living in. So yes, there is definitely, I'm here to, you know, be witness to having these experiences. And like I said, if you open up your minds, and you just be innocent as children, you'll enter the kingdom of Telosians, of Telos. And hopefully you'll have an amazing experience. I don't know if Chris wants to share his experience or not. Do you want to come up?
Yeah, sure.
And he'll talk to you a little bit about the time frame that you're here. Is a very powerful, powerful time. It's called the Ganesh portal, and I'm going to give the floor to you.
Hi, so nice to be here with you all. Very lovely symposium you have here, and we were sort of spontaneous. We were called here. Diane Robbins called us this evening, so we're sort of making this up as we go along for you here. But just to give it to you in a nutshell, I met Sonia about 3 years ago, and we've been doing some very powerful healing work in that time frame. I met her just before the 2012 consciousness shift, and we did a ceremony of our own at Laguna Beach, and it's been powerful, very healing, quantum level work since then. And so yeah, we've stood up on the rocks there off of the Everett Highway and heard the celestial music and all kinds of things. I mean, beings in the air, and we've seen the ships, the cloud ships, come in and out, as the mountain is also an intergalactic, interdimensional space portal. The ships coming in and out all the time. All kinds of exciting, higher dimensional things happen here. So we go back lifetimes as well, thousands of years to Lemuria. So we've come across a lot of time to be here and come back home. We truly feel it is home. Holding the light, space, if you will. And the work as of late is really ramping up. You're probably all feeling the energies really getting strong. The quickening, I call it it's a squeezing effect. It's a compression, and it's a good compression. I won't get too much into the quantum physics, but if you're familiar with the work of Dan Winter or Nassim Haramein, if you've heard those names, those guys are right on it. They're light years beyond Einstein. They're giving us a vocabulary for the quantum level stuff that's going on, so that we're not just sort of going, what is this? What is this that I'm feeling? What is this squeezing? I can't stand it. Sometimes it's kind of torturous, especially here at the mountain. The own crystal that's embedded in the mountain will amplify that effect 100-fold. It's like Sedona. It's like the feminine node to Sedona, perhaps, being the masculine, maybe. But the work is really getting to a miraculous level that we're doing. We're doing some tremendous healing work, and the mountain is definitely central to that. It's, more than just the backdrop here. It's drawing lots of people the world over. They'll tell you go to India and they'll talk about Mount Shasta. They'll say it's one of the 7 sacred mountains. And so feeling the quickening here, I moved up here finally 2.5 years ago, but I've been experiencing the mountain since 1989, driving down to California from my hometown, Spokane, Washington. And I couldn't take my eyes off it for about 60 miles. I mean, just knew that somehow my destiny was linked to that mountain. I mean, just from first sight, it was like, aha, there was more than one reason I was driving down to California. It was to get, that's when the mountain kind of got under my skin, if you will, and into me. But so the work really is ramping up with us. We call it the shamanic work, or the healing. It's the quantum healing work that we do. I wanted to mention that, not to plug that, but at your event, but we're doing some amazing work, including healing cancers and diseases of all types. And like I say, the energy of the mountain is definitely central to that. And you'll experience that when you go up on the mountain. The Om crystal is in the mountain. You'll feel, like others have said tonight, if you just go into that silent place and listen for it, and the childlike innocence thing, I definitely have rediscovered my innocence since coming up. And one of you mentioned that, and I nodded, to that, because you will, we're in touch with several realms here. I mean, it's a very interdimensional place, so you'll probably be in touch, hopefully, with beings of a higher dimension, and hopefully they'll communicate with you and you with them. And so I don't know what more to say. That I don't want to take any more time away from possibly channeling Adama and maybe some other being. So
I have a question for you. Have you
yes.
had a communication with Adama, and what's the message concerning this group?
Me personally, I haven't communicated directly with Adama as Sonia has, unfortunately, but I have had communications with the Telosians of various types.
Okay.
Not as direct, not grabbing him and having him guide me down to my vehicle, nothing that tactile, but definitely on an energetic plane. I've definitely experienced the fellow Lemurians, and I'm looking out at all of you and definitely getting the feeling that we were there, on that beautiful continent thousands of years ago that's spanned most of the Pacific, and then, so few survivors, and now we're here holding the light thousands of years later. And so it's wonderful, actually, to have been called up and to be here with you this evening.
So let me ask Chris a question. Tell us about this blood moon eclipse. Just a cursory overview for this group, because that's one of the things we're going to, be participating in. Even though it's on Sunday, we're going to do our part on Saturday. So will you tell us from your point of view what this all is about?
Yeah, so we're in the...
And before you do that, Sonia, then after that, share what you got.
Yeah, happy to answer that. So September 23rd, today through the 28th, is what they're calling the Ganesha portal. Ganesha is a Hindu deity that is the remover of obstacles. And so he's sweeping in and removing out the last sort of hierarchical abuse of power obstacles. Just getting rid of all the negative stuff, vanity, envy, possessiveness, all of the stuff that's causing this world ruin and chaos and falling into decay, war, and all that. So all of the obstacles that are in the way of this establishing this new age of peace, as Hans mentioned at the outset. We're going into this golden age of peace, as I'm sure all of us believe in this room quite strongly, that we're at the precipice of it, and we're ushering it in actively. We're not being passive, and we're not, as Hans mentioned before we got started here, to us in conversation, we're not, there's no more of this sitting around waiting for a sign. We're the ones we've been waiting for. That's my favorite saying of all time. The Hopis knew a lot about our true origins, as lots of the indigenous people do, but the blood moon lunar eclipse this is the most powerful energetic time of potentiality on Earth ever. is what we're getting from the Ascended Masters that we're regularly in touch with, so it's the most fortuitous time to be on planet Earth to make change, to be the change, to usher in the change and be who we really are, and completely rise to the occasion in the fullness of our being. So that's happening now. You'll be up there, right there at the edge of it. I don't think it matters that you're not there during the eclipse. You're in the gateway, and you'll feel the magic. We're going to do our own ceremony up there the day after you'll be up there, and it's going to be a momentous event for humanity. And so the mountain is going to amplify any of your intentions by probably 1,000-fold. So will it be? And there it is. If anyone has any other questions, so it is. Yes. Bravo.
How many of you have been feeling the negativity rushing in, around, and through your life, right? Just really, wanting to be released? Raise your hands if you have felt the stirring up and shaking of that first step of chemicalization. Yeah, it's been going on for this last couple of weeks, hasn't it, folks? In most of our lives, preparing us for this very time to transition into more light than we've ever been in before, and into this beautiful golden age of peace. And like he says, we are the people we've been looking for. We are the ones. And you can say that to yourself because it is the truth. The stirring up and breaking up of negative emotions is now ready to burst forth, be released at this retreat, and this new beginning for humanity, and we get to be part of it. Is that a blessed event?
It's truly,
Very blessed event.
yeah, transmute all negativity. I'm going to turn it back over to Sonia.
To wrap it up, right?